Hey. Welcome back. I'm on my phone. My camera is working, but I am just challenged with uploading the video from the camera to the YouTube. So I'm on my phone and I'm just hoping that you can see me, it's of quality and all that stuff. And then I put my earphones on so you can hear me. So hope it works. Let me know in the comments. Your girl will fix it for you, all right? Did y'all see the live? We go live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just decided to try it, and it worked, and we had comments. I think it was Brandy, and I think it was Anina who was on there. So we had great dialogue, and they could see what I wrote. I could see what they wrote. So I wanted to talk about, I was thinking about this guy I used to work for, and he was I was getting ready to say he was an evil person, but in full transparency, in all honesty, going through the things I went through with him, I felt bad for him only because I knew his story. So he was a guy, and he had shared, because we had got close at one point. He was my boss. He had shared with me that his mom, I believe, was a VP of some big company, and his dad was a senior executive at some big company. He didn't say to me that he felt like he should be, but you could tell the way he told the story that, I got to make to VP level. And he would share with me how he had these talks with his boss about getting to the next level, what is his career path and all of that. And he would be frustrated sometimes, and he would talk to me. And then there were times, after we had gotten close, and I think it was when he just came to our team, he was new to our team. That's the period where we got close. So I think he was just, getting in with everybody. And so to me, I took it as if we were getting close. So he opened up and shared, and I would share some things and so on and so forth. But as time progressed, I later became more aware that he became intimidated by me. And I'm not just saying that. There were clear indications. I'm not, miss it or anything. It was just because of the relationships that I had with senior leaders. But that was a given because I had been there for 7 years, right? It was just like almost, what do you expect, right? I was a TA person, and I had to work with senior leaders to fill their role. So it would only make sense, right? But he was so gung-ho about getting to his next move and leveraging allies and various assets in the company that he saw my relationships with the senior leaders as a threat to where he wanted to go. Now, of course, there wasn't any dialogue between us that made me come to this conclusion, but just like I know, you can feel it. There were several reasons, and I'll share a few of those, that I knew this to be true. So prior to him coming to our team, as our new boss, the team of recruiters, and he was our new director, 2 or 3 years prior to that, he doesn't even remember this. He didn't even remember this. I never brought it up, but I remember it. 2 or 3 years prior to that, I had to fly to where he was. No, we met. I take that back. We all met for a conference, and I was representing our team from here in Atlanta. So I went to the conference, which was in Houston. Now, just for context, I was the only African American. And so we all met, and we had people coming from different locations, California, Ohio, other different locations. We all were at this hotel. We met in the lobby, and it was time to, take the car to go to the conference, which was about a mile away. And so we were all on this Slack channel, And it was like, we're meeting in the lobby, we're about to do it, so-and-so, meet us downstairs, whatever. So I was downstairs and I was kind of waiting around, and everybody was kind of talking. I didn't know anybody because, again, we were all from different locations. I was the only one that came from my location. And so one of the ladies that I had kind of worked with on different things at work, and I just knew her through email, and we met each other for the first time in person. She was like, oh, and I was like, oh, hey, whatever. And so it was time to go and get in the car. And so she was riding with him, the guy that I was referring to earlier. And again, this was years before, and he didn't know me, I didn't know him. And so she was just like, come on, Kelly, we'll go and we'll, come ride with us. And he was like, oh no, we don't have room. We don't have enough room in the car. And I was just like, oh, that's okay. That's fine. I'll just take the bus, because there was a shuttle going as well. And it was a mile away, and I like to walk. So if you watch my TikTok, you see I walk everywhere. So I didn't mind, but he was just like, oh, it's not enough room. It's not enough room in the car. Now, he had a four-seater car. Come to find out. And as the girl pushed, she was like, no, she's riding with us. And I was just like, really? It's okay. So got in the car, but I never forgot that. And so he didn't remember that. But fast forward, when he came to be the director over all of us, I was like, that's that guy. So I had that in my head. Then after he made friends and we got close or whatever, now he was doing that not only with me, but he was getting close to other people. But he realized that I had these relationships. And it honestly, I didn't realize when I was making these relationships what I was doing. This is something I now teach my clients, but I'm just that type of person. I'm just open and friendly and just me. And so I don't have a problem making friends, and I never look at a person's title. That's just who I am. And so it was easy for me, but I didn't realize that's a part of politics in corporate, and he found that to be a threat. So the reason why I'm bringing this story up is because if you're in a situation where you're working for someone that's intimidated by your skills, by your relationships, intimidated by your path or your trajectory to the next level, then it may be a sign or time to make a move. Because what I did, and I don't want you to do, is I took it as, remember I talked about how he had shared a few little tidbits about his personal life. I'm the type of person that I put myself in somebody else's shoes. So I thought, I'm like, well, he's just doing it because he's trying to really please his parents. And, I don't care. I never cared about climbing a ladder. I shared that in our Facebook group when we go live, right? I didn't care about that. That's why I hopped around. I was a contractor. And so I was after the money because I was a single parent, right? So I didn't care about climbing nobody's ladder because I didn't want to stay there. I just wanted the money. So he didn't know that, though. He didn't realize that. And I didn't feel like proving to anybody why I was there and proving to him. He wasn't the only person. And truth be told, it was another girl that I had to literally sit and say, listen, I don't want your job. I'm not going to be here for long. You don't have to worry about me. Let me help you get to where you want to be. But they weren't trying to hear it. They didn't believe it. They were so caught up in the whole corporate dynamics that what I was saying, and I was really coming from my heart, they didn't care about. Later, I had to realize that, because what I did and what I want to share with you is what not to do is I continued to stay knowing how he felt about me. And it got worse and worse to the point where he was trying to make me look bad. Instead of just letting me go, just let me go. Find a reason, let me go. He'd rather have me there, and he tried to make me look bad. I had a huge project, biggest project I ever had to do on my own that it was thrown in my lap. He tried to sabotage that, and he was my boss. Without thinking, if I look bad, guess what? You look bad. I did nothing but help this man, to the point where I would go and talk to VPs that I had relationships with When we needed funding for something, they had the budget for it. I would go and set a meeting. He would go with me. I talked about this, I think, on a podcast. He went with me to one of these meetings. I got the funding. He came back, sent an email, got the credit for it. Right? So what I'm telling you is this: don't stay in that. I was not aware of my worth. I didn't value my worth and what I knew that I was worth, everything that I brought to the table naturally. I didn't do anything special. This man had umpteen degrees and certifications and books read and all the things. I was just being me. And sometimes that's all it takes. It's just being you. But what I'm telling you is, don't stay in a situation like that, because you know what happened? I lost time that I'll never get back. And I gave everything that I had, my skills, my knowledge, my experience, my hard work, my energy, my time, to this company, to that department, to this man, to make him look good, to make them look good, to make them money, and nothing for me. Now, I told you how he tried to sabotage the biggest project I ever had, and I'm gonna tell you the outcome of that. The other thing that he tried to do, the only thing that he did, not tried, the other thing he did, he came to my office one day. And this was around performance review time. And he came in, smile on his face, right? Like a little smirk, not a full, but like a smile. And he came in, he sat down, and he was like, yeah, I wanted to share with you. Now, I didn't get like you know how you go into an office of performance review and they go through, meets expectations, exceeds, I didn't get that. He came in, he's like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you that unfortunately our budget doesn't allow for a lot of money this year. So we're going to give you, it's a 0. And he spelled it out, 0.05% increase. And I was just like, okay. And he's like, you have anything to say? I was like, no, I don't have anything to say. He was like, yeah, unfortunately. He's like, I'm still going to fight for you to get more money. But I knew he was lying. I knew he got pleasure out of that. But I was so numb. I promise you with everything. I was so numb that, you know how when you get your performance review and they give you the amount, the percentage, and you add it up and see how much extra going to be on your check or how much you're going to get, for the month, and then what it is for the year. I mean, what was the point of that, really? But I was so numb to everything that it didn't faze me. I still stayed, right? I still stayed because I had so much I wanted to give, and I had so much I wasn't done. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't finished. There's so much I could contribute. But here's the thing, they didn't value me. It wasn't worth it. It should have been given, and I was fighting to give. And it's like they didn't want it. They didn't want it. Right? It's almost like when you want to love somebody but they're not receiving the love, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of, that's what came to mind, but I don't know if that was a great analogy, but I just want to share with you that just go. Just go, because you're going to lose time that you'll never ever get back. And I'll wrap up by saying this. I said I was going to share with you what came out of as a result of the biggest project I ever had and him trying to sabotage it. What happened was, that was the last straw for me. I told you about the performance review. There was other things he had did, and what had happened was it just built up inside of me, to where the biggest project was at that same conference that I met him 2 or 3 years ago. We went every year. At that conference, I had to create and bring 30 people that I had to manage and lead and all of that. At that conference, another year, I lost it. His boss was there. I just lost it. I mean, to the point she had to grab me by the shoulders and said, Kelly, it's okay. I let everything out. He wants to see me fail. This has happened. He didn't help me. I just lost it. She didn't know anything. So she obviously had a talk with him. When I got back, He came into my office, he closed the door, and he was like, are we okay? In my mind, I'm like, heck no, we not okay. And I just said, what do you mean? And so we had to talk all the things, but he was pissed. He was pissed. But he didn't mess with me anymore either. But I was getting ready to be on my way out. The other thing that happened was, because I took on that responsibility, and because that was the most people that had ever attended that conference and represented that company the way that we did, I still kept my composure. I was still there for my team. I still was able to delegate. I was still able to get everything done on task, and I got everybody home and did everything I needed to do. I got recognized. Not only did I get recognized, the CIO of the company recognized me. He didn't know what to do. He brought me up in the town hall and the whole thing. This is what I'm saying. Listen, when God got plans for you, hunty, let me tell you, nothing can stop you. So I hope this helped. Someone. I just wanted to share that. It was on my heart to share, so I wanted to share that with you. Also want to share, if you're going to be around on this Saturday, this is Make Money May. I'm hosting a free masterclass, monthly masterclass in May, all the M's, this Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is actually a part 2 from a workshop that I did last Saturday. It was such a hit. I've been talking about it everywhere that I go, that I'm going to do a part 2 because there was a ton of questions I wasn't able to answer. We're going to talk about getting some more money. It's totally free. Come and join us. The link is below. Come and let me meet you. Let's talk. It'll be an opportunity for me not to just be talking to you, that you can talk. We can have an actual dialogue. So click the link below. Just register. It's free. And let's make some money this month. All right. Again, I hope this was beneficial. Let me know if you had a similar situation or had a boss that's been intimidated by you. Let me know what you did, because I know I made some mistakes. So let's all share so we can learn from each other. All right. I'll see y'all in the next video.